Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool directly from my basement. This is where I work. This is where I write some scripts and do some editing, and I play all the games back there, and I spend a lot of time down here. So this is weird to be in self-isolation, but this is also where I spend a lot of time. So there is a familiarity involved with all of this. Okay, let's get started with your rundown today. It is dedicated to the Canada Post team and the mail carriers out there across the world that are working very hard to deliver all the packages that we want. Who knew that Death Stranding would be so damn prescient? That Hideo Kojima? Oh my goodness. All right, and this is also a shout out to Museum of Skin who recommended that we do that dedication, and you are correct. All right, let's get started with your rundown. Minecraft fans are going to have to wait a little longer to start dungeon crawling. Microsoft and Mojang have delayed the release of the new game, Minecraft Dungeons. It was supposed to launch this month, but with most of the development team working from home, it will now arrive May 26th. The good news is that it will be available simultaneously on the PC, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One, and will be free for players with an Xbox Game Pass subscription. Minecraft Dungeons is basically what would happen if Minecraft and Diablo were stuck in quarantine together, found an unconventional way to pass the time, and then 9 months later had a healthy child. Players explore randomly generated dungeons and then use traditional Minecraft mechanics to dig up treasure and battle monsters. Best of all, there will be local and online co-op, and like the main Minecraft, it will support cross-platform play between the different systems. I can't wait for this game. I think there is an incredible amount of clever design that's going into this, and I think a real aspiration from all the developers to kind of see where Minecraft can take them. The idea that Minecraft has always been sort of like an interactive Lego set, and you can build anything that you want to out of there. I saw this video not too long ago of someone that had built the world, the entire planet, with all of its, proper sort of measurements and to scale, and you could cruise around the entire planet. And now he's working to try to get a lot of people to put buildings everywhere in the proper places, which is mind-blowing. So the idea that developers could kind of chart a story and build a dungeon kind of setting for little Minecraft characters, wonderful. I can't wait for this game. And the fact that it's coming out from Microsoft across everything, also huge thumbs up to that. Hollywood has delayed all their big movies, but that doesn't mean they've stopped working on them. Disney and Marvel have replaced the composer for their new spy thriller, Black Widow. The film was set to be scored by The Shape of Water's Oscar-winning composer Alexandre Desplat, but now Film Music Reporter claims that he's been replaced by Lorne Balfe, who's worked on action-oriented movies like Bad Boys for Life and Mission Impossible Fallout. It's unclear why Disney is changing the music, but one thing's for certain, they probably wouldn't be doing this if the film weren't delayed. Black Widow was originally set to hit theaters later this month, but has been postponed, so they likely wouldn't have had time to replace the music so late in post-production if it were still on schedule. No new release date has been announced.
My plan was to drive us away.
Well, your plan sucks.
And this kind of thing happens more often than you would think, actually, because, right at the 11th hour is when all the music's sort of being put to film, and they've put all the sequences together, and they put all the visual effects pieces together, and sometimes they work in concert with the, no pun intended, with the composers, and they're putting all of the stuff and crafting it all together along the way. And some directors like to work with music to help them compose their shots, also no pun intended. But oftentimes, right when, picture and sound are all being locked and music is all, we hear about this idea like, nope, the music's not working, we got to go in a whole new direction, and they do test audiences and all that stuff. So it sucks for Alexandre Desplat, but I think it's par for the course with the business. Happens with writers, it happens with composers, happens with actors. All I know for sure is I can't wait to see this Black Widow movie, and Disney, if you're watching, I know you are. Hello everybody at Disney. You should just release it on iTunes and the other e-stores out there and let us download this thing. Let's have some fun. We're going to be locked up for a while. Let's have some fun with Black Widow.
Here's what's gonna happen.
Natasha, don't slouch.
I'm not slouching.
You're going to get a back hunch.
Listen to your mother.
Oh my God, this.
Up.
All right, enough.
Shaun of the Dead and Baby Driver director Edgar Wright has set his next big project. He's slated to direct a new science fiction movie called Set My Heart to Fire, based on an upcoming novel about an android who goes through an emotional awakening after being exposed to classic 80s and 90s movies. That sounds like the story will be filled with the kind of 80s nostalgia that's in right now, along with plenty of pop culture references that we've seen in Edgar Wright's previous movies. No word yet on when filming might begin. Wright's latest movie, the psychological thriller Last Night in Soho, is scheduled to land in theaters this September. I love Edgar Wright. He's such a phenomenal filmmaker. He's always always got a kinetic quality to his movies and his storytelling, and he's got a real sort of pop sensibility for sure. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is one of the coolest comic movies ever made. I loved Baby Driver when it came out as well. You can see the guy working in his films, and it was unfortunate that he got pulled off of Ant-Man. I would still love to see what he does with, one of the superhero franchises. It would be really cool to see that. Or James Bond. It would be great to see an Edgar Wright directed James Bond movie. Come on. But I'm fascinated by whatever this man does. I had a chance to meet him ages ago, just out of the blue. I had this weird thing where I got Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright and a bunch of these people all at San Diego Comic-Con, and it just sort of happened. I was wistfully thinking about conventions last night and thinking about all the cool sort of, accidental moments that happen at events like that. We'll get back there. Let's not wallow in that. We'll get back there. The free-to-play Call of Duty Warzone has only been out for a few weeks, but there are already loads of players who won't obey the rules of war. Activision has perma-banned more than 50,000 players worldwide since the game launched on March 10th. Most of those players are from the PC version, where it's obviously easier to hack the game and implement cheats like aimbots and wall hacks. And Activision says they're working on new in-game reporting systems to make it easier to weed out future cheaters. 50,000 seems like a big number, but keep in mind that Warzone has already had a player base of around 30 million, so thankfully most players are following the rules. Yeah, I don't know why people cheat in video games, Like, in multiplayer video games, I think it's okay if you get stuck on a level and you have to find a level cheat. Sometimes you just gotta do that, or you follow a YouTube help video or something like that. Sometimes you just gotta do that. But cheating in a multiplayer game, that is just so lame. That's lame sauce. That is so unabashedly awful that people would do something like that to sort of bolster themselves inside and say, look at my KDs, man. I'll do anything to get my KDs up. It's ridiculous, and good on Activision for jumping on that. And it sucks that this has to become like somebody's job. Somebody has to come up with software to track cheaters. What a colossal waste of time and energy and money and creativity on all counts. Like, the mind of someone that can go into a video game and figure out how to hack it to their benefit is a mind that's wasting their potential on something. They could be creating something positive in this world, but they're deciding that they would rather spend hours of their life, maybe days, weeks, months, who knows, coming up with ways to cheat the system like that. I will never understand it. How do you feel good about any victory in that capacity? I guess it's a lot, there's definitely some similarities with the way that people, take, performance-enhancing drugs and stuff like that in professional sports. But it's gross, and yeah, it sucks that we live in a world where people just try to do the shortcuts like that, and then other people, their careers are trying to stop people that take those shortcuts. Eek. We're still waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6 to be announced, but Rockstar is doing something even better in the meantime. The game maker has announced that they'll be donating profits made from GTA Online and Red Dead Online to COVID-19 relief efforts. In a statement, they promised to donate 5% of revenue generated from in-game sales made between now and the end of May, with the money going to charitable organizations helping those affected by the crisis. 5% might not sound like a lot, but both games generate tens of millions of dollars in revenue from in-game microtransactions alone, so it will probably add up to a nice chunk of change.
Can't trust anybody these days.
Looking ahead, GTA 6 is rumored to be coming to the PS5 and Xbox Series X next year, but we're still waiting for that official confirmation. I think that this is wonderful. I think that more studios and more publishers that are, and we're seeing this happen across the industry. I mean, the video game industry is working with the World Health Organization on initiatives right now to get people to stay home and play video games. Thumbs up to that. But I think it's wonderful when companies that are benefiting from the idea that people are sequestered and spending a lot of, great time in front of video game screens, if they're taking some of that money and some of that profit and employing it in some charitable ways, I think that is wonderful. And honestly, a lot of these companies do that and don't need any recognition for it, and they don't publicize it. It's just part of their general procedure, and it's good to see. It's healthy. And you know what? If people want to have a business that has customers, they need to figure out ways to take care of us, and businesses that make lots and lots of money, and these businesses know who they are, need to do something that extends beyond just paying their employees and paying their shareholders and their executives, because they need the health and welfare of consumers and customers and humans, civilization, in order to continue their growth pace. This is a little off topic for a video game news channel, but I think that thought, honestly, is something that fills me with some optimism. All right, that's going to do it for our rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be back again tomorrow with a brand new rundown for you, so please come back for that. If you like this one, hit that like button. If you like the channel, please hit that subscribe button, and please feel free to share this channel and our videos with whomever you would like. Thank you so much to all of our EPN members. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Until then, play forever.